Right now, there's a reason why. There is a reason why.
Is it
She
just me that can't?
said something to me in private, which
Hold on, Yvette. Sorry if you're muting. Is it just me that's having a problem hearing Yvette?
No,
Or
I did too.
right, Yvette? We want to hear what you've got to say, honey. But I don't know if it's your headphones or whatever. But we can't hear you. You're disconnecting. So try again.
yeah, I see it's muted. Sorry, it's because I've got one of these stupid headsets on. Right, I'll explain to you how I came up with Nettie. Nettie said something to me in private, which no other person knows about or has ever said. And then, when I goaded her last week when Lady Laments came for me, she said the exact same statement to me. That's why I think it's Nettie. Then you put into that the Belfast fish. There's
Okay.
a word that she uses, bantam,
So,
which
so
is
you
to,
think? Hang on a
which,
minute. Hang on a minute.
when you start
Hang on a
putting
minute.
things together,
Yeah.
right?
Could Lady Mintz have been listening to you?
No, she couldn't, because this was something that was said in private. It wasn't ever voiced anywhere by anyone.
Is it?
So I said to her, well, stop using my name. The two people outed my name on Twitter, and it was AJ and Domestic Tea in a room. No one else has ever called me by my name before. I spoke to Jane about this, right? They outed my name at a room Nettie was in. Lady Laments continues to use my first name.
So a room.
I said, stop using my name. If you don't stop using my name, I will make it my absolute mission to destroy your game. And it didn't take her very long to make a mistake. And she made that mistake because she quoted to me something that she has only ever said, and it was said over a message. It wasn't verbal, so no one could have heard it. Right?
What do you mean by private?
So,
This is kind of where I'm coming from here. What do you mean by private?
well, it was over a private message. It was typed in a message.
A DM?
Nope. I'm not going to say what it was in.
What, she messaged
In
you?
writing.
Yvette, hold on a minute. Did Nettie message you private information that she knew about you to you?
No. Nettie said something to me in a message that was a piece of false information about me. It's never been said verbally anywhere on Twitter. Never. It was an assumption that Nettie made about me. I didn't correct it. Didn't get a chance to correct it actually because the next day she blocked me, which I find absolutely very strange. And last Saturday, she tapeted the exact same term in one of her messages to me.
So the next day, the exact same term turned up. So Nelly was saying, I heard this about you, sent you a message, and then the next day somebody else projected it.
Right.
And you think it's the same person?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, there's more than one person involved in this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
More than one person involved. There's not just Nettie working on her own.
I don't. I mean, from what I know, I feel I know Nettie quite well, and we've hung out together, just the two of us.
Actually, I thought the exact same things.
Right. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. All I'm saying is, have you met Nettie?
I've not met Nettie. I know she's been to Belfast, obviously, because she came on to Stacey's about a week or so before she went to Belfast. Look at the Belfast fish in the Lady Laments.
No, you're talking April, darling. What are you talking about? No,
she went to the Belfast Let Women Speak.
Yeah, that was in April. It was ages ago.
Lady Laments appeared right after it with a fish in her background. And originally, we couldn't have been bothered by anything she was posting because, according to her, I'm just putting up, taking away all the fluff and nonsense just so it's important things that can bear. And then about 4 or 5 weeks ago, she started clipping comments that people were making in spaces and changing them about. I'm an IT analyst. I know what I'm talking about.
Is
Just,
this like you gave me a birthday present and a thank you present? Is this was it just her just going, oh yeah, no, I'm just going to send her presents through the post just to get her on my side? Is that what Nelly did? Fuck off.
yeah, I there's no way that Nettie's there doing any of the video stuff. And in reference to Nettie being backstabbing or anything like that, she does not come across like that in the slightest to me. She comes across as the person that if you have a problem with her, she's going to want to have it out with you in a chat. From where I stand, I can't see how Nettie is that person that has that level of time and malice to
She's not
get
doing
that.
it on her own, is she? So she doesn't have to have all that time.
No, I genuinely wouldn't think it was Nelly. There's a few people who maybe came to Belfast that I would suspect more, to be honest.
I'd suspect
Maybe,
me more than Nettie, to be honest.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's
but
not
then you would
another
need
one.
to,
None of it.
right, you would
No.
need to know you would need to know what was said to me in said message for it to have been anyone else.
Right, well, tell me.
Right, guys, can I just say one thing?
No,
Can I just say,
no,
yeah, can I just say one thing, right? Because I do feel a bit, I'm just going to say, I feel a bit awkward to vet as my friend in real life, okay? And as you know before, I know nothing about this, okay? And I don't, so I'm not here to be against anybody, but I do know that sometimes we resolve a lot of these issues when we do just speak to each other and not like speak over each other. So I'm not sure if Spike even I'm pretty sure Spiky said she was happy to kind of keep it open and try and resolve things, right? So maybe people don't agree with what Yvette's trying to say or what she's, but can we just let her speak and then, because, I don't know whether it is or not. I don't care who it is. I've said this before, but speaking over each other isn't actually going to help in any way. Sometimes if we actually let people speak, they might realise themselves, like, say for instance, it's not Nettie, they might realise themselves, oh, fucking hell, that sounds really, really silly, right? So, just in case anybody's recording or think, all I'm saying is, as a partisan person in this, even though I know a vet but haven't met Nettie in real life, can we just try and work it out and just let her speak, and then you can come back with whatever questions you've got or whatever.
give me 2 seconds to switch off my headset.
Hey, I'm just gonna quickly jump in just because I've got to go in a minute. Look, I honestly think I've spoken to Nettie a few times, Yvette, and I think maybe once the pair you've taken a deep breath, maybe you should have a sensible conversation on Gypsy or something. I really do. I don't know that this is the appropriate thing to do. You're obviously very angry, and I'm sure maybe
No,
Nettie's angry.
but
No, go on,
me,
just let me finish just a second of it. I really do need to run. I do think it's maybe not the conversation. I don't really like people being accused of stuff, whether we have evidence or not. I'm personally not happy with it. I wasn't even happy with people mentioning who they think it is. I just it makes me feel very, very
I totally
uncomfortable.
understand. Nay, can I
Um,
just say I totally understand what you're saying, but you guys have literally been speaking about this for hours and hours and hours, and I realise you have to go. So I don't think it's fair then to shut down the conversation when people do have things, to say that, it's Spiky Space and she's kind of left me in Belfast as co-host. But I think this is a massive can
but
of worms
but
that is being talked about publicly anyway. So if people want to,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I feel uncomfortable with targeting individuals.
Yeah, but I didn't target anyone. She came in and started shouting about me, so maybe you weren't listening.
Let me just reassure
No,
you,
that's
she didn't say your
one
name.
thing she did say. She said that person has my old avatar, my picture. We didn't
Right,
even
so
know
who
that
else in this room
you were
has her
telling us.
avatar? Right, so she's only ever had 2 avatars. Skeletor and Wannabe Anna. Another mistake then. And I'll point something else out to you. She appears just as Dom T wants to come in the room. And Dom T knows who she is and who Lady Laments is, but she won't tell anybody. But the 2 of them appear at the same time. They come in the room. So I know it was said to me in a typed message by Nettie that is a piece of false information that no one else has even ever voiced or came close to. And it's not a bad thing that was said. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but she's the only person that's ever said it. And it was said in a typed message.
Is it possible
I
someone said
couldn't
it to
even
her?
respond to that message because the next day, and it was a relatively nice message that was sent, by the way, the next day she had blocked me for no reason whatsoever.
Right, okay. We've heard you. Thank you for that. The only reason why I don't suspect Natty is because I know her real name and I know her real address. And anyone who was against this would not be sharing that with me. But the fact that I know exactly where Natty lives, and I know her real name, I don't think she would have told me that if she was an infiltrator, to be honest.
So Yvette, though, the only thing that comes to my mind is she could have easily said, "Oh, I said this to Yvette," and blah blah blah, and then someone has that. Like, it's really easy for it to not be her. And I will tell
Yeah,
you just one quick
it's just
thing.
as easy that it could be.
Just one quick thing. I literally don't trust a single person on here anymore, and I would say I would bet against Nettie. And I'm in a place right now. You know
Well,
what I
I would
mean?
have thought
I would
that as
say it's
well,
not her.
but I
So
would have
it's
thought that right up until last Saturday night. Yeah,
Sorry, did you
well,
just say that you're in a space and you don't trust any single person in here?
that's right. Yep, you missed what happened earlier.
So I'm confused
Now,
about why
what
you're.
happened earlier?
No, she wasn't here when I explained what happened.
Well, I just don't know how I would be in a space with all these women and say out loud that I don't trust any of them.